It's good to see you guys. I feel like last time it was like out of nowhere for me personally. I was in like a rehearsal studio.
Well, actually, we ran into you. Remember?
It was
wait. When did we run into you at a rehearsal studio?
No, that's where we did the interview.
The last interview.
Oh yes. But we saw you after that.
I saw you at like out right.
Speakeasy.
A random like
in Hollywood.
That's the place.
Do you remember the name of that?
I think it's called Madame Siam's.
That sounds right.
Is that
was
it?
that was our first time going. Like we went with some friends, and that was our first speakeasy we've ever been to.
So I didn't even know it was a speakeasy for real.
It was kind of a spontaneous send for us too. I've never even been. I didn't even know what a speakeasy was at that point.
I still don't know what a speakeasy is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what aspect of it made it like a speakeasy, but I just remember going down.
I thought it was supposed to be like hidden because I know it's like in some down some stairs, kind of like tucked. But I thought it was supposed to be like something you're supposed to be like only the cool people know about a speakeasy.
Yeah, like a code word or something.
Yeah. Seemed to be a lot of people there.
I saw a lot of not cool people there.
Yeah, I agree. But no, it was cool though because in the speakeasy there was. Did you walk around a lot? Because there was a different vibe in like each
there was like
part
little pockets
of the venue.
Yeah,
there's different pockets.
Didn't they have like different rooms that had like different like music happening?
They had games. You remember that game?
Different music. There was like arcade type games.
Damn, y'all found the cool part.
Yeah, we
maybe it was.
We got the lay of the land.
Yeah, we got there I think a little early, so we really
nobody was.
All
there.
the lights were on.
Yeah,
no
we scoped it out. But by the time we ran into you, we were pretty sauced.
Yeah,
having a good time. That was a pleasant surprise, though. I think I was walking, like we just kind of ran into each other. It was
for sure. No,
we just ran into each other.
I was trying to go this way. You guys were coming this way, and it just like
it's like, is that Austin?
It just happened
because we don't go out that much. I mean, we've been trying to make We've been trying to make an active effort in 2023 to go out more.
Yeah.
Which I think we're doing a good job, but we're now in this Airbnb, which we should address that.
Yeah, I mean, not much to it really.
Well, we're not in our apartment.
We're not in our apartment.
The first episode was.
Yeah, basically we had some issues with our apartment. They were like, "Hey, we have to relocate you for a couple weeks to fix the issues." And we were just
okay. So I'm just now learning about this. I thought you guys were just coming out here to be like, yeah, switch it up. But they were like,
that would be a vibe if we were just like, hey, we want to go out to the valley.
You were just
like
forced to switch
it up. Switch it up. Yeah.
Here's what happened was we did have a little bit of a say in where the Airbnb was.
Oh, that's fire.
So we were thinking like, oh, let's try like a whole new spot, something that we could catch like a nice.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a great pocket now, but we have always been so curious about the valley, and I want to ask you about the valley because you've been here for a bit, but
I've always been in the valley.
We were just curious because it seems like there's a lot more space out here. We ideally want to move up to a house at some point. Sure. That's the goal. Since we're operating our business out of our apartment, which it's not, the new apartment's pretty spacious, but a house is just a whole different vibe. We got this whole backyard.
Yeah, you can't see. There's a basketball court. We've
been shooting.
We're sitting on the court.
But so we wanted to try something new, and since we've been here, we really have felt like, I kind of hope the work takes longer. Like we like it out here a lot.
Yeah, we're like, take your time.
We've been doing hikes. We've been really checking out the whole area, and there's just great restaurants, shops, hiking, and it's very nice and peaceful. Like a lot of nature. Right. Like we've been just going out for walks and
still going to the gym in the morning.
The city is just so hectic, and this is just a little bit more calm.
And you're not even really that far away. I feel like a lot of people think the valley is like, or maybe not, I don't want to say the valley, but like certain parts, like if you said like Burbank, for example, I don't really count that as the valley, but like, I don't know, there's just certain parts that people think are so far away, but it's, in reality, it's like, what is an extra 10 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, this is not as tucked away as people think, so.
Yeah, and we're still kind of new to LA. I mean, we've been here about a year now, but we're starting to realize, like we went to a friend's house in Encino, and it was only like 15 minutes from our spot, which we thought it would be
the main thing is traffic. So if you go, you're coming out to the Airbnb, like when they were like, hey, it's ready to go.
We left at like 5.
We left at
worst time.
5. It took us an hour to go.
Because you're going up to 4 or 5, yeah?
And then, we got here is like about, we settled in, and I was like, I'm curious to how long it'll take now to get to our apartment. It was like 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
Actually, to be precise, I think it was like 23.
It's probably like 20 something.
I mean,
like, wow.
The
we
405 is the worst.
Way better.
405 is the worst. Like, I got on the 405 this morning for literally just to get on and then go off the next exit because I just missed my turn. But it was probably like 9, and bro, like the traffic was insane. Like I can't, like my roommate now has to commute all the way down to like Santa Monica area, and he has to do it in the morning. And he said one time it took him like 2 hours. Not even kidding. Like there was one wreck, took him 2 hours to get to work.
Yeah, luckily we avoid driving in the morning.
Oh, same.
The only thing we do in the morning is go to the gym.
Which I've seen you've been hitting the gym.
I have.
Yeah, I saw your stories.
How's that been?
It's oh my god. So like pretty much my whole entire life I've been like growing up I was in sports, and at least like in high school and stuff I was running, but I've never like lifted weights or like tried to like, cut up. I was just always trying to like stay healthy at least. But yeah, just had to get a personal trainer to hold me accountable because I will not be going to the gym if no one is like, yo, you got to go to the gym.
That must be nice. Does your trainer help with like your diet as well?
Yeah, he does. So like just like meal prepping, and it's just a whole like lifestyle change, honestly, because I feel like my lifestyle that I was living like leaned more into like sitting for 8 hours a day and just like as soon as I wake up just get a coffee and sit down, and then do whatever I have to do for the day. But it's nice to get up and knock out the hardest part of my day, like in the morning.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we've always been, I'm the same way. I don't go to the gym to get swole. I kind of go to the gym just to stay healthy.
Right.
And in the I used to go probably in high school and college more so in the afternoon, but in LA it just makes the most sense to go right when you wake up. And especially with a job, it's just a lot easier. I mean, with what we do, all of us, we're able to really dictate our schedules for the most part. And so waking up immediately, we kind of switched up our schedule a little bit so we don't just like wake up and go to the gym. We take a little bit of time to ourselves to kind of
wake
have
up a little.
wake up a little.
We used to just
we were going at like 7:30 and we were like, bro, we're dead. Like,
that's crazy.
like I'm not even awake at this point. So we kind of just said, yo, like let's go to the gym. We get there by 8:30. We work out. We do separate workouts, and then we meet up in the sauna.
And just come back and like high five. Just be like, yo, what's up? We did it.
Have you hit the sauna?
I actually have not, which is insane.
It's life changing.
We're huge sauna guys.
Like we hit that every time we go, and it's incredible.
I know I need to, and it's been recommended to me like multiple times, but something about the gym, man, I just want to get in and get the hell out. Like I don't want to be in there longer than I have to. Like just the gym does not bring me like great energy. I don't know. I feel like that's why I've always like chose when I run. I won't run on a treadmill. I run outside. Just like doing stuff that feels like I'm not at the gym to remain healthy is like ideal. But I know I have to like be there because I'm not going to put all that equipment in my house or whatever, But
hey,
when I'm done with the workout, I'm there for an hour and I'm out.
Yeah, we set a timer for an hour. Yeah. That's it.
I see people.
Oh, they linger.
Pull up there.
They linger.
They're just like
the lingers.
They're just chilling.
My God.
They're just chilling in the locker room and they'll leave in a suit. I'm like,
yeah. Oh, they
shower
people
and
be shaving.
go to work.
They'll do the whole 9.
No, it's insane.
They'll do
it's
the
really,
whole 9.
bro. I will get in there. Like it's funny. I'll go to the locker room and I'll just put it. I'll have a crossbody bag and I'll have like a hoodie and I'll just put that in the locker and then I'll dip, go work out, come back up and just take that out and dip. I'll get a smoothie or something.
Yeah. Before we moved, we noticed at the old gym we went to, there was this guy he would be there when we showed up. And then there was one time where we went to the gym like 3 hours later than usual. Yeah. He was still there. And he just talks to the guys at the front desk. Like
what?
Well, some people really just, it's their safe place, I guess.
No, it is, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's not us.
I don't know what's going on in his life. It was just interesting, though.
Nothing's safe about the gym for me, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in and out, too.
In and out, baby.
No, I had to take like 2 weeks off because I like pulled something in my neck. And bro, every time I'd go to a session, I'd be like, yo, I'm sorry, my neck's messed up. I pulled it at the gym. be like, you know,
it's a little.
It's also a little
I
flex.
go to the
gym.
Yeah,
I go to the gym. You know,
I was working shoulders.
I was working.
Today.
Yeah, I was just trying to build the traps, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it seriously did happen, and it sucked. Like I couldn't move my neck hardly at all.
Sheesh.
For like a week.
I've been having some of those, but
It's
more
just
so sleeping on it weird, and then lifting, just compounding it.
a lot of
worse.
it's age too. I mean, your body just
Getting
gets,
old.
Yeah,
maybe.
it happens. It happens.
But I want to switch gears real quick and kind of dive in more to your upbringing and like yeah, just kind of walk us through kind of your childhood and how you got into music too.
Totally, yeah. I mean, shout out to my dad. He basically put music right in front of me. He's a drummer, so he kind of like, I don't want to say like, you know, forced it on me, but he got me a drum set when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And I wasn't playing it at all. I was like poking holes in it and shit. But yeah, so that was like my first taste of music. I kind of like took to it more when I was like probably in like middle school. I was in the middle school band, so I was doing percussion class and stuff like that. And maybe that's like a constant in my life. Like I need people that hold me accountable, because like it took a teacher for me to like, you know, learn the proper way, or else it's just not gonna work for me, because I just procrastinate a lot. So like if I don't have anybody there like on me, I'm just not gonna get it done when it needs to get done. But yeah, that's what it took for me to get into music. I also grew up like racing dirt bikes and playing soccer, so I still had like that classic like kid growing up kind of lifestyle. But yeah, mainly grew up in Arkansas too, which I guess is why I leaned into like dirt bikes more. We just had like a house out there that had like a lot of land that we were just, you know, always cutting up on. And yeah, it's funny, I was talking to somebody earlier today about this, but like it got to a point where I kind of had to choose. And I just moved to Florida when I was like probably like 13, and that's like really when I decided music was it, because I moved away from all my friends that were playing soccer, that were racing, and I just decided that like music was the one thing I could do like by myself and be like super content with and like super comfortable with. And that's when I started playing the drums a lot more. My drum set was in my room too, so like I would wake up and it's like staring me in the face, and I'm like
dialed in.
I'm like, damn, I gotta play this.
Would you feel guilty if you didn't play one day? Or?
A little bit, because my dad would come home and be like, yo, did you play today? And I'd be like,
so you don't want to disappoint dad.
Am I about to lie? Because no, I did not play today. But so just like those little things, and every time I did play, I enjoyed it a lot. But I don't know, it's funny, it took me like having less friends at the time, just a whole different like lifestyle change and moving situation, for me to like really dive into music. Otherwise, who knows, I would have been playing soccer in college right now or something.
Well, yeah, it's so important to spend time with yourself, because that's how you kind of learn, you know, what you're most interested in.
Right.
And that's when you kind of realize, hey, music's something I can do alone and stay busy. And yeah, I mean, that's got to be tough bouncing around, and like, you know, how many places did you live in growing up?
So I was born in Alabama. And I think like when I was 2 or 3, my family moved to Arkansas for like, honestly, probably I think till like 12 or 13. And then so most of my childhood was in Arkansas. I don't really like, I mean, I guess I can kind of claim Alabama, but like most of my childhood was in Arkansas. And then I moved to Florida.
Where in Florida?
For 1 year, Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
So that's like the top. Yeah.
Oh, the tip top. I mean, it's Alabama.
South Florida, so that's like completely.
Pensacola is literally just Alabama.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
like,
much.
Yeah. It's I was born in Mobile, so that was like, I think it's like an hour and a half away from Pensacola. So I mean, they're like right there together.
I've never been.
Wait, do they call that the Panhandle?
I would like to go.
Yeah, the Panhandle.
The beaches in the Panhandle are beautiful.
Oh yeah. No, they really are nice. I don't even like the beach, but they're nice.
I'm not a huge beach guy.
I can
either.
attest. They're good.
I like it.
I just like going for the sunsets and.
So you're a sentimental guy.
Yes.
You like
long
poems.
walks on the beach.
You like poems. But yeah, so after like a year in Pensacola, we moved to Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Which, I mean, I would give.
So you were all over the South.
I would give y'all $20 if y'all knew where that was.
I definitely don't.
All right, good.
Anywhere,
I'll give you $2,000 if you know where that is.
Is it anywhere near like Ole Miss or?
I don't think so. No. So it's on the coast. It's like, it was honestly like another beach town, kind of.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, pretty weird that Mississippi has a beach, but lived there for like 4 months and then moved to LaGrange, Georgia, which was my least favorite place. I was there for like 9 months, and then we finally moved to Panama City, which is like what I claim as like my home. It's where I go for the holidays. So
they're still in Panama City?
Yeah, they're still there.
Nice.
I don't think they'll ever leave. I mean, my parents are addicted to that place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Something about the beach. Not that my parents are old, but old people do like the beach.
The beach in the South, baby.
I mean, come on now.
What a combo.
Yeah. Noah's from Florida. He calls all the people that come down like snowbirds.
Snowbirds, yeah.
Yeah,
that's what
It's
everyone.
a
It's a
thing,
very
though.
common.
Yeah.
That's
it's a
what
very
everyone calls
common
them.
thing. Yeah.
It's usually people from like where I'm from, the Northeast, that
Yep,
go down.
exactly.
Are tired of the cold.
Yeah.
Or
which
like
I did too. So
Michigan. I know a lot of people from Michigan come down to.
True. I need to
Panama
go to
City.
Michigan at some point. So, you've been in California for how long now?
Going on 4 years.
4 years. So is this the longest you've ever lived somewhere?
No. So, Arkansas was a while. I think Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, true.
Arkansas was
Arkansas.
like 10 years maybe, and then Panama City was like probably like 7 or 8 years. I thought, what, 6 or 7 years?
Hey,
It doesn't matter.
California's
but still,
coming up.
Still
to
more than
the-
this, but this
yeah.
is.
it's creeping up.
So
I
do
see
you-
this place. I see this place being like the 20, 30 years.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, that's
You're like,
good.
Just if you
to
saw
hear,
the
honestly.
longevity.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we've been here a year and it's great out here. I mean, especially for what we're all doing. This
Sure.
is definitely the spot. So
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people if it hasn't grown on you yet, it will. Because I hated it at first. I mean, to be fair, I
Interesting.
moved out here during the pandemic, so it was like not a good representation. But I don't know. Like, the more I live here, the more I'm like, why would I move anywhere else? It's like so perfect. I mean,
The
what-
weather's,
I mean,
incredible.
we're just chilling out here right now.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 bugs in the whole valley. They're just flying around us right now. But
You know what I really like, honestly, is these orange trees.
oh, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere, at least in this neighborhood in our
Oh,
last
yeah.
spot. And
my
we'll
neighbor's
just-
got an orange
we'll
tree.
see one like on the ground that's not like squished, and we'll just eat it. And it's like way better than store bought. Like
Yeah.
I won't buy oranges anymore.
Damn, you just come like
I
take
just
'em off the
kind
neighbor's
of
crib.
get lucky off the neighbors, but
yeah.
I want
Perry
an
does a
orange
little
tree.
plucking here and there.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody,
That's
but
wild.
may pluck something here or there.
You just pull it with a basket to your neighbor's crib. And it's like they
Well, we've
peek
been-
out the window. You're like,
We've been hitting different trees, so
Just
covering our
pick 'em-
bases. Like,
pick 'em
oh,
off.
Sure.
Start making orange juice and then go door to door and try
Oh, yeah.
some.
That's
some,
foul.
Try some OJ.
Yo, I got the play.
That's
You
foul.
just go to the store,
Entrepreneur.
buy some
Yeah.
oranges, cheapest oranges you can find, pluck the orange off the tree,
replace
it with the store bought orange. I'm telling you.
Yeah, at least then you're investing a little money, so it's not like you're just stealing
Yeah.
orange. So, have you had one? I mean, I'm serious.
Like a
like
valley
a
orange.
fresh
Straight
one.
from the-
Valley- yeah,
Straight
plucked
from
from
the
the tree. Like
I
seriously.
haven't, no.
Oh, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, we'll get you one.
But I have lemons in my backyard.
Oh, you have lemons.
Yeah, I have lemons.
See, some of these are. I think some of these are lemon trees.
You bite
too.
into one, you think it's an orange. You're like, yo.
Well, some of the trees like behind us, honestly, I can't tell if those are lemons or like premature oranges. So,
You think it's a hybrid?
what if it's a tangerine?
That's what a lemon hybrid, orange hybrid is.
Maybe a lime. I don't know. I'm not that versed with my fruit
Fruits.
trees.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I ain't seen a
But-
fruit tree till I moved out here. I mean, my parents have they have some sort of just stupid fruit tree in their backyard that they've been trying to cut down for ages. Because it's like a fruit that
What's
no one's ever
Panama
heard of.
City like? I can't really picture it.
That's a really good question, honestly. Like, I don't know how to say it concisely, but I guess it's like slow paced through most of the year. It's like it's definitely not a city. That's quite misleading. Like the downtown is like there's only two 2-story buildings out there. That's like as high as the buildings get.
Oh,
Well, on the
wow.
beach, I mean, there's condos, but no, it's just real slow paced. Like it's not as populated as people think it is. Like Panama City as a name is very misleading. But I grew up in the suburbs of Panama City. Is called Lynn Haven.
Okay.
Which is the most suburban name of all time. But yeah, I don't know. It's just very much like the South. Like if you ever been to Alabama or Georgia or Tennessee, or it just feels like that, but there's a beach.
I went to Tennessee, I don't know if you know this, but I went to University of Alabama my first year of college.
Nice.
I think I may have told you that when we first met up.
I'm sure you had to have.
But
because,
I mean,
we know you're
elite
fan.
Football team, as we know, but did not like it that much.
Really?
It was.
Was it like just the college lifestyle, or was it just like the school?
Well, being from South Florida isn't really like a southern vibe.
Oh, South Florida is.
It's far from it.
I always say when you get past Orlando, it's like
totally different.
That's what people consider Florida to me. Anything above Orlando is like Georgia and Alabama. It's like the South.
Facts. So I guess I just wasn't accustomed to the South. I had visited University of Alabama, saw the campus, and I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
The campus is just insanely nice.
I went there and toured it, even though I knew I wasn't going to go there.
Tuscaloosa was just a beautiful place.
Yeah,
it's just a perfect place for college students, and just the atmosphere there was electric. But it just wasn't. I enjoyed it, but I didn't see myself being there for 4 years. I didn't think.
That's fair.
Yeah, I was just like, I like it, but it wasn't. And I'm a huge sports fan, so I think the year I was there, they had Derrick Henry, Amari Cooper.
It's good to be at a school
up.
that has like a good sports program. I feel like it makes it more.
Everything's
fun.
up.
Yeah, the culture's better.
The culture.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, every game you go to, they're sold out, and it's just a crazy experience. But I got to experience all of that in the tailgates and everything, but I just wasn't super happy. And University of Miami was always my dream school, and we kind of talked about that in our first episode, but that's how Perry and I ended up meeting. But most of my family had gone to UM, and my grandparents live in Coral Gables, which is where the campus is. I grew up going to the basketball games, the football games, so I was just always like, this is where I want to be. So I was like, I'm going to apply, and if I get in, I'm going to go. So that was pretty much what I decided to do. But I'm sure if I stayed there a little bit longer and maybe got involved with the fraternity and, started meeting more people, I'd
just kind of like sunk your teeth in a little bit more.
Yeah, the process of like the Greek life at Alabama is insane. Like the pledging and all the stuff you have in southern schools is just crazy.
Yeah.
So,
intense. Yeah.
I don't know. It just
probably
wasn't
like a game show.
Wasn't for me. Yeah, it wasn't for me.
They could air that thing live on CBS.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I've seen some crazy headlines in like the news from schools like
crazy
that.
stuff.
Yeah, my niece goes to Alabama right now.
Oh, bet.
Oh, really?
She was in a sorority, but she hated it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So, but she's definitely living the college life. So
that's all.
College
life
was. I went to a community college, so I can't really say anything about college life. I do know that I don't really like going out that much. I mean, I find enjoyment in it, like here and there, but I don't know. I could not tell you where I'd be right now if I went to like an actual like university or like big like state school.
It can get easy to
probably would not be right here.
Get distracted and kind of burn out.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to have a good head on your shoulders and good people around you.
Yeah.
Especially the whole accountability thing that you were talking about.
Oh, bro, I would
you
get
have classes, and then if you're still trying to do music, I mean, we manage an artist, and he's been in school the entire time we've been managing him, and he's about to graduate in May, but it's been a.
You're just like
I
ready
mean,
for him to get out of
there. It's been crazy how he's been able to balance school and his being an artist. It's crazy, and I think this last year he's kind of realizing that he's outgrown, just being in school and taking all the classes, and he's doing these big shows and like in New Orleans where the school is, and it's just like,
what school is it?
Tulane. Yeah.
Oh, sick. Nice.
And so at this point, he's just like,
that's fire.
I'm ready to kind of graduate and do my thing. So
I mean, I have like a lot of respect for anyone that goes through college and like finishes college. I mean, even goes through 2 years. I only went through a year and a half, but I don't know. I guess just because like my personality and the way I am, it's just like very hard for me to like, stay disciplined. And that was why college was so hard for me. I feel like in high school, the teachers are more like guiding you through it. Whereas in like college, it's like if you let up one bit, the teachers are like,
Yeah, they don't really care.
Be here,
like in high school, they're kind of holding your hand a little bit.
Yeah.
But college, it's like, hey, you're signing up for these classes.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got to do your best to pass them. And I would say with a private school, like UM's a private school.
Yeah, it's a little different depending where you go.
A lot smaller than Alabama.
Yeah.
So that was also one of the main reasons why I transferred. In the classes, there was like couple hundred people.
Yeah, no,
my biggest
insane.
class in Miami was maybe 100, and that was like a main course that everyone had
usually
to take.
Like freshman.
But once you reach junior senior level, like it's like 20, 30
max.
That's
like
that's high school vibe.
Easier,
so it was kind of like it was nice. You get to know the people in your classes, and it's a lot more.
Just feels like more personal.
Yeah,
I guess.
it was a lot more.
And the professors know you, so
Sure.
it's better. But yeah, you just dropped new music.
I did.
How soon? Tell us about how that kind of came to be.
Yeah, so I mean, I think last year my timeline's all messed up, but last year I think back in like January I split with my girlfriend that I was with for like 3 years. And that was like the first time I had been like, I don't want to say like set free because that sounds insane, but like that was like my first time having the feeling of like, just like being single. And like what, like 3 or 4 years, because even like the 2 years before I started dating the girl, it was just like me and music. That was when I like really dove in to write music, and I was like, I'm not talking to any girls. I'm like,
I'm locked in.
I'm like, not. So and I actually stuck to it really, really, really well. Speaking of discipline, crazy, but yeah, I just like stuck to that, wrote some songs, moved out to LA, was with this girl for like 3 years, and we ended up splitting. And it was like a weird feeling for me. Like I didn't really know what to do with myself. It's almost like, what do I do with my hands? Like where do I go? Like what am I doing for dinner? Like I'm eating dinner by myself now. And along with that came the question. It's like, yo, like I didn't want to like necessarily move on fast, like, but I guess that's where the question was, like, what is moving on fast? Like, how soon is too soon to move on? Like, when do, like, what is the unwritten rule of like moving on and seeing someone else? I don't think there's like, I don't know if anyone could like tell you exactly, because like in my head it's always been like, okay, so once I see them move on, then it's like that's the green light. But like for them, like what's the green light for them? So I think it's a question, like super relatable question. Everyone experiences it. Because obviously, like I didn't want to like hurt this person, and it's not like we're completely hidden from one another. So she knew that I was talking to people. I'm sure she was talking to people. And the person I was even talking to didn't even work out anyways. It was just like this feeling of like I haven't been on a date, like first date with someone in like 4 or 5 years. So like I felt like a child, like texting them. It felt crazy. So like I wrote some great songs from the experience. How Soon is not the only one, but definitely the most like heartfelt. Like it just feels like my realest song that I've written, and it's cool because I feel like a lot of my songs are more like, yo, let me write a melody and then like let me mumble some stuff and then like make it make sense. But like this one is just, I don't know, it's just different for me. So, and I'm glad I could bring that like 2000s like nostalgic like R&B stuff back too, because that's like my favorite like go-to stuff for the car. So
yeah, it's the song's super honest, and it literally feels like you're writing like a diary entry, or
right.
Writing directly to someone.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's super relatable. I mean,
yeah,
I think
I feel like I just wanted to write something for like almost like for her. Like I wanted to like, I mean, in the song I'm saying like, I hope you know that I didn't mean to move on. Like I feel like that's such a true statement, like because I did love this girl for 3 years, and it's like
3 years is a long time.
I mean, it is. Yeah. It's and that was like my first, like I don't know if I'd consider that like, I mean, I moved out here, and we lived together too. So like, that whole thing is like my first like adult relationship. It felt like, so it's like we had a lot of first experiences together, and it definitely wasn't easy, and it still felt really weird to like go out and pursue something else. But yeah, it's just a part of growing up, I guess.
Yeah, and I think there's like value in having a period of just not going on dates after a relationship, but it shows you're a nice guy because you were like, you cared still about what they thought. And
I mean, and that's the thing too. Like I know she would probably done the same. Like we definitely had like a lot of respect for one another in that sense. And like I'm always loyal. It's like there shouldn't be any question there. And then it's like outside the relationship, it almost feels like I wanted to like maintain that loyalty, but that's just like not realistic. It's like once we broke up, I was just like completely disconnected, and then all it took was like 2 months, 3 months, and then I was like what am I doing with my time now? Like I play a lot of video games, but then it got to a point where I was like, all right, I've just gamed my fucking brains out, like let me see what's good. Like
what else?
My homie was like,
yo, are you good?
What's your game? What were you like playing?
I was on COD heavy, Minecraft, Halo.
Ooh, Halo.
Yeah,
that's an OG.
That's an OG game.
Halo's goated.
Would you say your songwriting moving forward, like you would like to kind of base it more on experiences?
Definitely. I think that's something I've always wanted to do, because I'll go into the studio sometimes and, you know, with whatever producer or like writer I'm with that day, and be like, they'll be like, so how are you feeling? Like, what do you want to write about today? And I'm like, I don't know. And I think that's why I'm trying to like make an effort to go out and experience new things. And I'm making an effort to like, I don't know, just like switch up my lifestyle a little bit to, you know, get maybe some different things. 'Cause I've seen what that can do for my music, and I'm not going to do it in like a crazy, like toxic way either, because that's just insane to me. But because I can write music all day that's just like, you know, that I just make up concept in my head. But yeah, just like How Soon for me personally just feels like more realistic and gives me more of like a reason to promote it, because I want people to hear it.
Yeah, it keeps it more exciting and definitely makes you more, you know, passionate to promote it and feel like, like this is how I felt in this period of time, and now you're on to the next one.
I mean, it's
people
cool.
Can
like
resonate more with it too.
Yeah,
because I'm sure there's plenty of like tons of people that feel the same way. Like, when's the right time to move on after breaking up with a significant other?
Right.
Like, there is no rule. Like,
definitely not.
Some people break up in the next couple of days they're seeing someone. I mean, that's foul, but like, you know what I mean? There's
that's foul.
That's disrespectful, but you know what I mean? There really isn't a written rule for it, and
no, there's not.
Yeah, it's super valid what you said, you know, and I think that's super cool, the whole story behind the song.
I'm curious your take. Like, what's your take on dating culture in LA?
I mean, honestly, I've never really experienced it for real. Like, I met this other girl, or my ex, I met her on Instagram when I lived in Florida, and she lived out here. So it was like, I've never really like done the whole like first date, speed dating thing. This other girl I was talking to, like, once me and my ex broke up, was like a friend of my homie's wife, and she didn't even live here. So it was like, I've never dated anybody that's like LA for real. So it's like, I couldn't tell you, but I will say from like experience with my homies, it's like, I feel like it's just all in like your intention. If your intentions are pure, then you will find the person that is pure. It may take maybe a maybe 10, 20 dates, but like, even once it gets to that point, I feel like maybe you shouldn't be dating folks. I feel like once it get to like once you go like double digit first dates,
I think that speaks for like anywhere you live, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're pure and you have the right intentions, you'll be able to find someone.
I mean, you'll find it.
You just can't force a vibe, honestly. Like,
hell no.
Yeah,
I mean, they could
just
be like, they could be super bad, but if it's like, well, how long is that gonna last? If it's not like
you need
real connection,
more
it's not
substance
sustainable.
than that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, in LA, there's like, I mean, that's the definition of LA. Super bad.
Yeah, and I guess something like,
what?
I'm curious if you relate to this too, because it's like, I'll speak for myself, not Noah, but like, sheesh is definitely like the number one priority.
Yeah.
So it's like any girl I would potentially date, they have to be comfortable being like number two.
Bro, that's
and
like,
not a lot of girls are like down for that.
That's really tough too. I mean, that's kind of like one of the tougher things is like
they have to buy into the vision.
They
like,
they have to
they have to see what you're doing,
like, hey,
and see value.
I
at
see,
least.
I see what you're doing with Sheesh. I see what you're doing, as an artist, and I respect that. I know you have to put in a lot of time, and it's going to be time consuming, but like when you do have time, obviously you want to give them the right attention. But yeah, I think that's a very important thing, especially being an entrepreneur and doing your own thing. What we're doing, like, we have to put in the work to make the money and see the results. Like, that's really what it is. So
now's the time to do it. We're only getting older.
Yeah, being in your
bro,
20s is the perfect
sure.
time to just, balls to the wall, like, get after it. So
I mean, sure, you could do it when you're 30 or 40. I mean, people make it happen whenever they want to make it happen. But I don't know, like, it feels like, especially in LA, it's like the time is now. It feels like the industry and everything is getting younger and younger. So it's like, while we're here, like, you just got to get it. But I think that goes with like finding that person that is like, they don't have to match you in like your energy when it comes to like what you're interested in, but just like whatever they're passionate in, like, my girl could work at Starbucks, but if she's passionate about it, I'm stoked.
Yeah,
Because,
that's
just,
the thing
just
we
take
talk
passion in
about.
it, yeah.
Like, whoever it may be, like, you want them to be ambitious about whatever they're doing as well. So
just have something going that you're excited about.
Because
it doesn't really
I mean,
matter what it is.
Everyone has to do something. It's like, I mean, everyone's been there. Like, the dude working at Walgreens, like, they're making the world go round. Like, the world is going round.
Like, you need that person at Walgreens.
I don't believe I am not making the world go round as much as that dude is making the world go round.
You need the barista at Starbucks. Like,
exactly.
You
and
need
like
all these people.
And I love meeting people that like find passion in things like that. Cause I'm like,
the simple things. Yeah.
In the simple things, because a lot of people are like, think they're passionate about, whatever side of art they want to choose. And maybe that's true, but I feel like a lot of people are just like doing it because they think it's cool.
Yeah, and that's
slammed.
And there's there won't be longevity with that. I mean,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, there won't be longevity if you don't actually like to do it. Like, you're just doing it because you want to fit in. Like, I feel like you need to do something with, like, being pure and like, yo, this is what I want to do. I'm passionate about it, and I don't care if it succeeds or if it fails. Like, this is what I want to do. And you hear sports players talk about that all the time. They'll be like, I don't care about the money. I don't care about what team I'm on. Like, I just want to compete. Like, I want to be the best player on the court or on the field, like that game. And I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm going to be, I'm going to be him. Like, I'm going to be that player. And I find a lot of sports stuff is very relatable for kind of like what we're doing. I mean, we watch a lot of sports and follow a bunch of the pages, and it's cool how humble a lot of these guys are, and it's very difficult to be a professional athlete, and it's crazy.
And I think we're lucky that we found what we're passionate about at a pretty young age. Some people at our age still don't know what they're passionate about. So it's like, now that we know what it is, it's like I'm going all in on it. And I don't want to have any regrets. Like, I could have went harder when I was younger, and maybe had 10x results or whatever. So
I mean, I'm like chasing that feeling, because I have regrets from like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, where I'm like, damn, if I just did this one thing, like, not like a whole like what if, because I know if I would have done that thing, I would have been in a different spot right now. So it's like, it's like, man,
you just
if I would
can't
have
live that
chased
way.
that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm at this point, I'm just like, I'm just gonna make up for it by doing what I should have done.
Yeah, putting in the work.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about like, oh, what if I didn't do a cover of like Happier Than Ever? Like,
by the way, congrats on
congrats
like 100
on,
million plus.
I appreciate
like 130 million or something.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes I'm like, what if Billy and Phineas never wrote that joint? Like,
yeah.
Well,
it all happens for a reason.
Yeah, everything
it
happens
really
for a
does.
reason.
It really does.
I agree, and I think it's funny. I did the cover, and then I sent it to my management that night before I posted it, and I said, this one's gonna go. I said, this one's gonna go crazy. I need to find the text, but our text thread is
find
insane.
that.
Shout out Interlude.
Yeah, shout out Interlude.
Yeah, I mean they're
great.
I've been with them for like
and
5
girls.
years, so like we just been running shit for 5 years. But it was good to finally have that like that moment, because I was like plateaued a little bit. I think we were still making like very, very conscious efforts in like building the brand, whatever that means. But you know, making the music better, getting better visuals, making sure the storyline is there, and then you know, we set ourselves up for success, and just, you know, something clicked, and then here we are. So
doors are opened.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Just be prepared when the doors open.
Yeah,
so
have stuff ready. Yeah.
You really had that feeling like this is going to go.
Oh, I had it. I didn't think it was going to go the way it went.
Yeah.
Because I had previous like R&B covers that did pretty well. Like they did like 1 or 2 million views on TikTok, but like that one went crazy. And that one definitely like, I was like, oh, this one's going to go in a way of like, yo, this is going to do like, because I had like a Britney Spears.
It's going to do well, yeah.
I had a Britney Spears one that did good. I had a Katy Perry one that did good. And I was like, oh, this is going to do like that. Because that was good for me at the time. And I think it's still great.
Do you remember what good was at the time? Like 1 million? Or?
Good was like 1 million.
Okay.
Like good. That's like my version of like.
Which is definitely good.
I was like, this is about to go.
But that one went
end
like,
up hitting on TikTok.
Was it
I think it
over
did like.
I'm
50,
sure it's just
60?
I think
still
it did like
gaining.
70 million.
70 million.
Jeez, that's crazy. And that was back in what, 2021?
That was 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
And I'm not even kidding you. Like this is insane, but like, I think like two months before that happened, like I sat down with my team, and we were talking about like how much I was like plateauing, and like the results were not there. Like I said, we were still making conscious efforts to like, you know, build it and make sure that once this opportunity like was coming our way, that we were able to take it. But like, it was seriously like a super hard conversation to have, because at this point I'm thinking like, oh no, like where to, like literally like what's about to happen? Like is my whole career about to tank? And like, am I gonna have to choose something else? Am I gonna have to do some side hustles? Like, it was pretty insane to have that conversation and then just like have this happen. Like, it felt like it was meant to be. But yeah, it was like my back was completely against the wall, which I never showed it on social media, but like my back was definitely against the wall. And then, you know, the moment happened. So thank God.
I mean,
sometimes those are the best situations, though.
Oh yeah,
it really puts you up to the test. And
yeah, we've faced that. I mean, that's just kind of become our mentality at this point. The back against the wall mentality, because
it's a sink or swim.
We've faced it a lot, and it really forces you to step up.
It does. It really does.
Think of new ideas and just
even something that like in the moment could appear like a negative situation. Mm-hmm. Like, we've learned to kind of detach from it and realize, because that happened, now we have to look for something else, and something good can come out of that, which we never probably would have found out if this bad thing in the moment happened. It's really all just like your perspective and how you analyze each situation. I
mean, that's exactly how I live, like, every day. Like, obviously I could be upset in the moment if something happens, but, you know, just looking for, like you said, like looking for the good in it, or looking for like whatever direction it's trying to take me. I mean, I have a tattoo on my hand that says it's not that serious, which is like a constant reminder that whatever you're going through at the moment is like, you know, take it for what it is, and then just like, you know, run with whatever life gives you.
Yeah, there was this beautiful quote. I think it was from Rick Rubin's book. It was like something about like obsess and I'm blanking on it. It was something about like zooming out and observing versus like focusing on something small and obsessing. I forget what the terminology was.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but essentially, like, a lot of people, including probably all of us here, I mean, it's easy to hyper focus on something and be like, oh my God, kinda this happens, and you just you start thinking about all the negatives and just like, oh, what do I do? But with what you're saying, when you zoom out and kind of be like, okay, this happens, you know, okay, like it's one day, like whatever. Like, I'm living really just like one day at a time. Like, that's really what I've been doing, especially this year in 2023, because it's not that serious. Like, it really isn't.
Yeah.
Like, there's ways to figure stuff out, and there's ways to go about it to where you can still, you know, manage to be happy and you know, do what you like and figure out a way to do it all. So you just gotta stay positive throughout the whole thing. That's really, because once you hyper focus and just start thinking negatively, like, it could get out of control for sure. Yeah. And that's why you gotta kind of that's why we go on hikes and just really try and really just get away from the phone too. That's a huge thing to really kind of be like, okay, it's really not that serious. Because
sorry, it was zoom in and obsess, zoom out and observe.
I love that.
I just remembered what it was. Yeah, great
that
quote.
Shit just clicked
you
crazy.
Need to have you read that book?
I can't read.
You should listen.
I
do the audio book.
I'm from Florida.
I do the audio book.
Diss to Florida guys.
And
he reads it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
and
vibe.
I mean,
yeah,
there's a
voice,
lot of a lot of valuable insight in that book.
I've been telling everyone about this book, but it's kind of everyone knows about it at this point. But it's a really good book.
Yeah, no, highly recommend
especially
that.
for creatives, artists. And
no, I definitely need to read it because I've been like, I finally read How to Steal Like an Artist. You know that one?
Mm-hmm.
So my good friend Josh Bruce, he was like, yo, what's your address? I'm about to send you some books. And he sent me like the whole, like, there's like 3 in the series. And I'm on the second one right now. Super easy read, which is good for me because I really don't like reading. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy how much a book was able to inspire me and like evoke so much emotion from me and be like, I was like, oh my God, I need to get into reading. And then obviously haven't read much since, but no, I've heard a lot of good things about the Rick Rubin book. I'll have to
accountability. Take set some time aside.
Yeah,
every day and be like, hey, for even if it's reading 10 pages, like, I think it's still beneficial. And I'm trying to get better. That's why I switched to audio, because I like.
Oh, when I'm in the car, I like to listen to podcasts. So maybe I'll just like toss on the audiobook.
Yeah,
exactly. The audio for me is great just because reading audio, like, I like to listen while I'm taking a walk or whatever it may be, and yeah, it's just great. So, and the Rick Rubin one, he's actually reading it, so
I just like the 20-30 pages at night because it makes me sleepy too.
It's a good wind down.
Yeah.
See, that's what I need to get into, because like I'll lay in my bed for an hour before I go to sleep.
I have, like, I believe one of the craziest active minds ever.
Yeah.
And I've had to be so proactive of finding ways to fall asleep.
Are you on your phone or like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to stop like an hour before.
Oh yeah. Well,
that's tough.
To be honest, I'm like gaming before I go to bed.
True.
So like my brain is just like, and when I game, I'm like in there. Like I'm playing like Call of Duty.
You can lose
ranked.
track of time.
Like I'm playing ranked. So like I'm like really locked in there, like making call outs and shit, like trying to win the game. Like,
do you talk trash to like people on?
I got game chat off, bro. That's just what's helped me, bro.
A little chirp to like a 16, 17-year-old kid is always fun.
I mean, it can be fun, but then they're gonna throw out some crazy shit.
And they're gonna bring your mom into it, and it's like now you're
insane
in
stuff.
a bad
And it's just
mood.
like, when I'm gaming, I want to have fun, so I don't want to be like,
nah, it's fair.
Turn that thing off.
I don't remember the exact clip, but ESPN posted something where Luka Doncic was playing COD or one of the games, and he was talking, and one of the players in the game was like, "Is this Luka?" And he's like, this is Luka.
Yeah.
And it was just I'll send it to you, but it was so funny because there's really all types of people on those.
I never know.
I really only play Madden and 2K, like the sports
the
games.
kids you were playing online Madden were chirping.
They're so aggressive.
Yeah,
the sports games, it's like
they
chill.
And it's on text too. They'll just send you.
They'll send you
messages.
It's like relax.
That's
it's not
insane.
that serious.
I mean, and what it takes to type on like, are you on Xbox or PS5?
Xbox.
Xbox, bro. What it takes to type on Xbox, I know, bro.
It's so abbreviated.
If you're typing more than like 3 words, I mean, you're sitting there for what feels like 15
The
minutes.
most I would do is like GG, like
Sure.
good game.
Yeah.
That's it.
And even
I'm
then
not
you're
going
like,
past that.
Yeah. Next game.
like takes way too long.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't. I just back it up with my actions,
Yeah.
I just go in a game and slam them.
The play speaks for itself,
Sure.
Yeah.
But I will say, when I do make a crazy play, I will get hype. I will definitely get hype. Like, and all my homies will too. I run with a squad, and we're just like, we will get pretty crazy, but not in game chat. I like to respect them,
Yeah. Good guy Austin over here.
Maybe I am just a good guy.
Oh, man.
That's a crazy thing to say.
That's a new nickname. Good guy Austin.
Doesn't hop in the game chat. Good guy.
No, but outside of game chat, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Then I'm probably I'm probably like telling them they're bad at the game.
Fair.
So what else are you working on music wise? Are you working just dropping singles, project?
I got a project coming in the summer.
Okay.
So,
anything you can tell us about that, or?
It's called Where Do We Go From Here? Yeah. Which is, I mean, basically what I summed up in my previous relationship was like, I got out of that and was just like, where do we go from here? Like, what do I do? What's my next move? Do I stay focused on like the whole relationship side of things, or do I, just attack my career really hard, or like, yeah, it was like a really big question that I had for myself. And also at the time, a lot of stuff was happening with the whole like Billie Eilish cover too. So it was just a lot of like my lifestyle shifting. And yeah, just kind of went on a little EP. I think it's not a little EP. It's probably like 8 tracks, I think. So it's touching an album, but it's not an album.
That's a meaty EP.
I'm just going to clear it up now. It's not an album.
It is an EP. Damn, that's exciting though. I'm
8 songs.
Yeah, I think so. We have How Soon just came out. We have Be So Cruel before that, and then we'll have one more single, and then, we'll have it drop in the summer. I think it's a good little summertime vibe. There's definitely like some up tempo stuff on there that I haven't really like previewed yet. And this is like my first project that I'm like keeping really tucked close to me, that I'm not like teasing a lot of it. A lot of stuff that I tease on Instagram is like stuff that I make that day, and that probably won't come out until like, if it ever comes out, probably won't come out for like a year or two.
So when did you start cooking on this EP initially? 2021?
Yeah. So like, I think this was probably in like March of 2021.
It's crazy how delayed it is.
No, it's really insane.
And it's 2023.
I mean, How Soon? I posted a demo of it on my Instagram the other day, but like, that was from March 31st of 2021.
So I'm interested in this because the artist we manage, he'll make a song, send it to us. We think it's fire.
Yeah.
And then he'll sit on it. We don't put it out for whatever reason. A year goes by. At this point, he's making way better music.
Yeah.
And wants to kind of scrap it, but we still sometimes are like, no, that song's still great.
Sure, I feel that.
Do you like kind of have that feeling sometimes of sitting on music too long? Like, how do you kind of weed through it and realize, no, this is still a great song and it should be released?
That's a really good question. I mean, I'm always like really terrified of that. I'm terrified of making a really, really good song and then like just overplaying it, and then, maybe a year later, it's just like not hitting the same. Obviously, like everyone, like every artist like goes through their whole like flow and what they like and what they don't like. But I don't know. I feel like the ones that like really stand out, even to you guys, like with your artists, it's like if you still see it, like I trust my team enough to be like, oh, I mean, if you see it, let's go in and like let's maybe tweak it to the way that, and make it feel fresh.
To where you like
sometimes
to where it kind of works for everyone.
Yeah, and sometimes all it takes is like, I mean, we cut new vocals for How Soon 4 times. Because like we wanted to keep it fresh.
Right.
Like I cut the original vocals, and then I went home, cut new vocals for myself, and then probably like maybe 6-7 months later, we cut new vocals that we were like, oh, this is cool. And then I finally had a good buddy of mine. His name's Sean. He's like vocal producing the whole EP, and he was like, yo, let's just go in and like knock this thing out. And then it was like, just kept it fresh. And I'm not saying you have to cut a song 4 times because that's really OD. But I think, just adding a little bit of flair to it. So that way I feel like every artist, when they leave a session and they really like the song, they'll bump it in their car like for days. Just like whatever you can do to make it feel fresh again and make you want to listen to it in your car again is like enough. Not anything that you got to change to like the bones of the song, because that's what makes the song good. But yeah, it's just little things like that. And me and my team have been working on the EP for like so long, but because we're making these little tweaks and like just like, you know, cutting the vocals again or like adding this certain part in the chorus or whatever, just makes it feel like it has a new life.
Yeah. No, we can relate to that for sure. I'm thinking of this one song in particular that we haven't dropped, and it may never come out, but we first tried to like strip the drums and add live drums instead of process like samples. And then
a lot of that had to do with the songwriting. I feel like he just felt
he just didn't connect to it as much anymore, which is totally understandable.
I totally get that too. I mean, that can definitely be tough. I have plenty of demos like that where I'm like, I was like, man, this song would have been so good like in 2019. I'm like, yo, this would have hit crazy.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, it's still a good song, but I don't know if it like keeps up with like where I'm at now.
Yeah, things change, you mature, and
that's just like the way it goes. Like when you're just constantly creating, I almost am like, at this point, I'm not really like creating for a purpose other than just because I love it. Like we'll just go into, like I said, like the stuff I'm posting on my like Instagram, like the little snippets I'm doing, like that's just stuff I make that day, and I'm like, this thing is probably never gonna see the light of day ever, but I just do it because I know I need to do it for myself. And you know, sometimes the unfortunate part is the song is good, but it won't come out for like a year or two, and then you decide you don't want to release it, and that's just the realistic part of it. Doesn't mean it can't end up.
That's just the nature of the music industry. Yeah.
I mean,
kind of what it's.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how soon could have dropped like 2 months ago.
Because it's not just the song. Well, you know, you said 4 times, which is crazy, but you know, you want to figure out the whole visual aspect to it. You know,
absolutely.
The music video, the artwork. There's so many different, and then how you want to promote it on social media. There's so many different aspects to it, to where it takes time. It really takes time. But with the EP coming out, do you plan on doing any shows?
I mean, I would love to do another like EP, like kind of like showcase kind of thing. I had one last year.
We were at the Peppermint Club.
Yeah,
that was so much fun.
I had one last year. That was super sick.
You crushed it, by the way.
I appreciate
it. That was amazing.
That was like my first time ever. Whenever a song of mine dropped or like a project of mine dropped, that I like wasn't at my phone at when it dropped. Like I wasn't at my phone, and it was kind of cool, just like, you know, seeing everyone's reaction to the EP in real time. Like it's the first time I was ever played. But would love to do something very similar. I don't know if it'd be like the same vibe, or if it'd be like, you know, I would just love to like host like a little party or something, get together for everyone, just like listen to it, or like, I don't know, but I do need to get on my show grind, because trying to get on a little tour this fall. I just need to get the gears going.
Yeah, it makes the whole thing more lucrative too. You know,
I totally agree.
Shows, and I mean, with every show you're gaining more fans.
Yep.
So I mean, that's really, you know, for us, going to shows really makes us a fan of the artist.
I agree.
We just went to see Bakar live, and he was next level.
So
we were already fans of his music, but seeing him live was insane. So he did a show at the Novo, which is a pretty big venue, and he was playing Coachella, but it was like a Monday night, and he didn't really promote it that much. Maybe just like an Instagram story like a couple hours before.
Yeah, pretty Monday after out. Weekend 1 of Coachella.
Pretty packed out. And well, first off, Paul Rod was performing like as an opener, and we knew a couple of his songs, but he was incredible, good energy. And then Bakar came on, and he was lights out. He was amazing. And he's from London, so you don't really get to see a London act, you know, in the US a lot.
Right.
And we're huge fans of Dominic Fike, and he was Dom is featured on one of Bakar's older songs in like 2019. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so we've been hip, but that really like sold us on Bakar. And what made it even cooler was after a few songs, he's dropping an album this summer called Halo. He stopped the whole show, went to the middle of the venue, and had a full-blown listening party without...
He did like 2 or 3 songs, the curtains closed, and just everyone's like, what's going on? And we were standing kind of in the back just watching, And I turn around, and he's walking right by us.
Security guard like shoved me, like they were coming in.
Like literally like brushed against me. And then he goes up to like the center middle. There was like I think a CDJ and like a
plugged in his phone.
He just plugged in his phone. He's like,
"I'm gonna
y'all mind if I play like my album?"
That's
like yeah,
crazy.
and it turned into like a listening party.
That's fire.
And yeah, the song sounded amazing. So hyped for that. But
yeah,
it was
shows
cool way
incredible.
to like
and
tease a project, and
it makes it more realistic. It makes like the artists like become real. Like there's people like it doesn't even like really take a show. I mean, I guess being out here just like seeing someone in person, you're like, oh wow, this person is like real. They're like me. I mean, they're literally just walking
when you get
around.
So used to just seeing an artist only on the phone.
Yeah.
They don't even sometimes, like you're saying, like feel like a real person.
Yeah.
And it was cool because he just really trusted. He's like, all right, everyone here is for me. Like, this is the best group of people to share this new music with and kind of see if they're vibing with it.
The music just hits way different live too.
Sure.
Like it's just just a different feeling, and that's how I initially got into the music industry, was throwing shows. Like we started throwing shows in college, and that was always my favorite thing, bringing artists together and shows. Like that was really my favorite thing, and we're actually throwing a show May 11th next Thursday. You should come through.
Say less. Where's it at?
Winston House in Venice.
Oh, sick. I rock with Winston House heavy.
And we're trying to do a lot more, so we may have to collab.
Yeah.
Honestly,
we want to do an R&B show really bad.
That would be sick.
Yeah, we have a tentative lineup already. We're thinking, so would be dope.
Shoot,
we'll be in talks.
That seems like a layup.
What did you we know you're a big Daniel Caesar fan.
I am.
What did you think of the new album?
I actually liked it a lot. And I was surprised because for some reason I wasn't really like bumping the singles crazy. And I know he released like a lot of them. And I knew I wasn't bumping them crazy because whenever he dropped the album, I listened to it and then I went back to see what the singles were. And it was like a lot of singles that I didn't know were released. And I was like, usually I keep up with stuff like that with like artists that I really rock with. And my taste has changed like a little bit over the years. Like obviously I still love like Daniel Caesar's music. But it kind of like shifted over time. But I feel like this album I've had, this is like the most replay value I've like had from him since like 40. I don't know what it was, because it feels like it doesn't feel like super off from what he usually does, but it still feels like fresh.
I just think the whole rollout was perfect.
Total. I mean, the music video for
the visuals.
Do You Really Like Me? I mean, that video was
so good,
so sick. Like I love that. I love that it didn't feel like a music video. I felt like I was watching a short film.
Yep.
Which I think even his visuals on TikTok too. I was like,
I see you kind of having a similar creative, like I was gonna mention this, like
your visuals are clean.
Like your music videos and just Instagram, TikTok, like all your content is just so clean as well.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but yeah, it really feels like Daniel Caesar arrived with this album. Like,
yeah,
it's his time. Like he's here and he's fully mainstream. I mean, he was mainstream years ago, but I'm late to Daniel Caesar, to be honest.
We talk about that. We were both pretty late to him, to be honest.
I got put onto him like a little bit after he dropped Get You. And so like when he dropped 40 and I was like on him pretty heavy. And that was like my heavy Daniel Caesar like era. I think it was like 2017. And I was like really, really into it. That was like, he was like probably one of my favorite artists at the time. And that was like one of my first introductions to like neo soul music. I guess like modern neo soul music, because I grew up listening to like D'Angelo or Music Soul Child. So, but that was like a more like modern take on it, where I kind of fell out of the neo soul stuff and then it was like brought back, and I was like, oh, this is a sick way to do it. And just everything he does feels so like genuine and like very well like put together, even like from the beginning. But yeah, I totally know what you mean about like this album being like his time almost. He's like, yo, I'm here. Yeah, everything down to the visuals, even down to like, I went to he had like
it's a listening party.
Yeah,
right?
he had like it was kind of like a listening party. He just played every song from the album.
Performed it or
yeah.
just Okay, cool.
He was performing. I think it was at someplace downtown. It was something ballroom. Oh wait, no.
Bowery? No, that's New York.
Yeah, I think that's.
Wait, I was thinking about.
Because you were about to say it too. No,
yeah, I was like,
that's definitely New
No,
York.
it's called it's something ballroom, but it was recently renovated. But yeah, he killed it. It was literally he had no band. It was just literally him and a mic stand, and it was like a really
on backing track.
Yeah, it was like a really interesting vibe. Like, and it was packed. It was slammed to people, bro.
How big is that venue? You think, if you had to guess?
I think it was like, you know, the Fonda.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Okay, pretty big.
Yeah, but so it was called the Intimate Sessions. I think is what that little tour was called. I think he did like 3 of them, and then because he's going on tour, like, and he's probably gonna do like arenas, low key. Like, I don't know if arenas, but he's probably gonna do like
big.
He's probably gonna do like at least 5,000 cap, like I'd imagine, and I think that was probably like 1,000, 12, maybe 1,500 cap room. So
yeah,
it was cool to see it like that,
like 5 to 10K
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's huge.
I mean, he was on Peaches, so I mean that's enough.
Right.
I mean, Peaches is massive, and then he obviously has his own hits that are like pretty undeniable. I mean, Best Part is like probably one of the biggest songs in like the last like 10 years. So
yeah, my taste has changed so much in the past 3 to 4 years. Like when he was having that moment in 2017, 2018, like I didn't even really like listen to R&B. Even like it. But yeah, now that I'm really into R&B and I kind of backtracked on all his old stuff, he's like now one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, he's super, super sick. Like I wasn't crazy about what was his second album called? See, like I said, I wasn't crazy about it. See, I wasn't. Oh, it's called Case Study. Damn, that shit just came.
Nice.
Like the Rick Rubin.
Yeah, it took me a little.
But no, I wasn't like super wild on it. But this album felt like it was like rejuvenated me into his music.
Yeah,
which is super sick. And I feel like I find myself now in the same way, like I was pulling from Freudian for like my own like inspiration. I can like pull from this album and be like, yo, like this is a sick reference for a track, or like I like the way this was done on this track. Which is always like, I feel like a good nod to an artist. It's like if someone can like take something that you've done and like do it themselves in their way, it's like super cool. So, you know, everyone on TikTok doing the What If This Song thing. So
you know where that came from. Yeah. And I guess, how do you usually go about your songwriting process? Cause you produce too. Do you usually start with like a beat or?
So I mean, most of this next EP is like, I didn't really have like a super hands-on experience with the production because I just really wanted to take a back seat and like, you know, focus more on the writing part of things. And, you know, over the last like 2 years, I've been introduced to some amazing producers that I'm like, they got this. Obviously I can sit back and give my 2 cents and be like, yo, I like that, I don't like that. But I mean, usually, especially when I'm by myself, I will definitely just like make the beat and then, you know, probably mumble some melodies here and there and then find the lyrics in the melodies. That's like my super like go-to like lazy style of doing it. But recently I've been trying to like write down concepts to like talk about. And I find that if I do that, I can just sit down with a guitar and like find some chords and then just like say whatever line comes to my head that is around the concept. And that's like a good place to start and just run with. And it feels more genuine that way. Otherwise, it just feels like I'm just...
It's not just random words.
Writing another song.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool. It would probably be a lot more cohesive that way, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, totally. And that's... I feel like for even the project, like after this one, I really just want to like take like 1 or 2 months to just like do the whole thing. Like just sit down with like a very exclusive group of people. I don't want it to be like too like everyone's hands-on. I want it to be like super tight circle. And, you know, I've always said I really want people around the project to be as passionate as I am about it. Like maybe not exactly that, but like, you know, I want them to feel like it's their body of work as well. And it's a representation of them. And I feel like that's what I like really, really want in like the next project is like building that like cohesiveness, like 1 or 2 months. Cause this project, I'm super, super stoked on it. And I think it's going to be really cool because it's a taste of everything. It's like, even from Be So Cruel to How Soon, like you can hear the difference in the songs is like pretty night and day, and even the next single is like pretty night and day. So it's cool. You get like a little bit of taste of everything, and then we'll run with whatever we end up running with. But yeah, I mean, very stoked for it. I'm excited to see how people react to it.
Well, summer's around the corner, so it must be coming soon.
That's what I'm saying.
We're excited.
How soon?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How soon?
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, Bray, how are we on time? Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
This has been going
solid.
quick.
I guess, yeah, I mean, anything else you want to kind of share on what you've been up to and what's coming next, or mainly just this project?
Oh, actually, I was going to say this. This has nothing to do with my artist project at all. But the place I met you guys at, like Madame Siam, that's where I was when I said I had a rough night last weekend.
So
I'm not even kidding you.
So you went back.
So you went back.
So I went back, but I was at a different thing before, and then somehow I ended up there, and then just like it was downhill.
Do you show up already kind of?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
we should go out one of these nights.
It was big downhill. I'm down. I mean,
maybe not Madam. How do you say it?
No. Bro, I could be saying the wrong place.
No, that like sounds right.
It sounds familiar.
In Hollywood, right?
So I'm not even gonna lie. We got in the Uber, and they were like, "All right, we're going to Dirty Laundry. Have you been to Dirty Laundry?"
Shoot, that sounds familiar too.
That's what I'm saying. So like
they were like, maybe
they were like, "We're going to Dirty Laundry," and I was like, "All right, say less." And then we end up at this place, and I was like, "This looks like the other place." But, bro, honestly, I could be so wrong.
I think you're right. It's just like when we go out, the only place we've gone to more than once, honestly, and I'm not proud to say this, but it was like Victorian and Waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like Waterfront, but I'm not trying to go back to Victorian anytime soon, but I don't know. Somehow we always just end up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't even remember half the places we go because we just go once and then like that's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have not been a lot of places out here. I'm not really like a go out type of person, but I'm trying to like make an effort to do that because I do find myself like having a good time a lot of times that I go. I feel like more than anything, it's about who you go with. But
yeah, it's the people you surround yourself with, and then just pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. But being out here, I like the house parties are fun.
Yeah.
Run into a lot of people. You know, or meet people that you've met on the internet or something. So.
And then just go. I have a lot of that, bro.
Yeah,
you're just
a lot of that.
Bro, I've been following you for years, and you've been following me for years, and like.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
This
weird.
And then you meet someone and they're like 6'7", and you're like, whoa, I didn't know you were that tall.
That's so true.
Oh, man.
I mean, that happens far too often.
Yeah.
Start making me feel little.
Yeah.
It all kind of starts on the internet now. It's wild.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, especially in our field, I feel like. I'll definitely follow
DM, email, whatever
artist
it may
managers,
be.
whatever.
Yeah, sure.
That's wild, though. But yeah, we should definitely go out or grab food or whatever it may be.
I mean, that's how you
grabbing
start.
Food is our favorite.
We're big on grabbing food. So
I love grabbing food. Also, that's the perfect way to start your night.
Facts.
Yeah, get a drink or two at dinner,
or end it if you eat a lot.
If you hit the coma.
Yeah, you get.
I mean, that's the thing too. I will grab food before, go out, grab food after.
What's your favorite after going out late night spot to hit?
Bro, this is gonna be.
Can't say Dave's.
Yeah, no Dave's.
Because I remember you said Dave's in our first
interview. Yeah,
I'm not gonna say Dave's.
Still haven't been to Dave's, which is foul.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that is foul.
Raising Cane's, so good.
Yeah,
bro.
Have you been?
Do you know there's a Raising Cane's that's gonna open up like 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
Yeah,
from here?
we saw it.
We
near the Costco,
like this area a lot.
If y'all move over in this neck of the woods, I'm gonna be right next to y'all.
Yeah. Are you closer to Cane's, like that area where the Costco is?
A little bit.
Okay.
I'm like a little bit more south of that.
Okay. Yeah, we did drive by it.
Yeah,
this
we
weekend.
saw it coming soon.
I mean, yeah, Cane's is cool. I rock with Cane's. I've only been once though. I've been in Alabama.
We have this weird tradition now. Whenever we go to like a music festival for content and stuff, we go to Cane's after because it's open late and it just like it's nice and filling.
It is.
Yeah, it hits.
I don't know. I like there's a trifecta. There's Taco Bell, McDonald's, In-N-Out.
I won't hit 2 out of the 3 of those.
You're not gonna hit Taco Bell, McDonald's.
You're
gonna hit.
I love how you knew In-N-Out. I don't even really
I'm
like
not even
In-N-Out.
a big fan of In-N-Out.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither. In fact, I would say out of those 3, I'm ditching that one.
So what's
it was my
first?
cover up. It was my cover up. I'll admit it. It was my cover up.
That's why
what do you
New
like
York,
the most?
New York is kind of goated because they have
Pizza.
the
dollar
slice
of pizza?
pizzas.
Bro,
and it's open all night.
I had
it's
the
so good,
worst
too.
flight home from New York. I've had the worst flight home ever. Honestly, one of the worst days of my life. It's just getting worse and worse as it unravels. I'm like, wait, this was the worst day of my life. Because I had pizza in New York at 4 a.m. I was like super drunk, and we had to fly back the next morning at like 7 a.m. And I fell asleep for like probably like an hour. Like I literally just, after I packed, I fell asleep, woke up late for my flight. So like I was rushing to the airport, and I got there like perfectly on time as what I thought, but they were like, "Oh, we can't check your bags right now because you're late." And I was like, the flight wasn't like leaving for like another like 20 minutes.
Was this Spirit?
No.
Okay.
I had a similar situation.
Yeah, we had a bad.
Really?
We had a bad
I
experience.
had a similar situation. We were going to NOLA, and
We're going to see.
we were flying Spirit.
Yeah.
And we were catching a show for the artists we manage, and we got there. I felt like early enough. I mean, we were there
At least an hour, 15,
and a half. I think hour and a half.
maybe an hour and a half before. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's early.
Right.
Most of the issue came with we had 2 checked bags, maybe.
No, it wasn't the bags. It was the security line. So you had TSA pre-check.
This was
I
at
skirted
LAX.
right
Yeah.
by.
And Bray and I didn't, and so we were going through the line. We get like halfway through, and they're like, "Yeah, we actually need to move you to like a different security check-in or whatever it may be." And
You thought you were in trouble.
we were like, "No." We were just like, we were like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Like we're like we're perfectly on
You're like,
time
we
for our
literally
flight.
timed this
If
for
we
days.
go if we go to another area and then that line's long, like this may cause some issues. And so they're like, "Yeah, you have to go over there." We go over there, and then we get through security, and we just start running. Like we were just like, all right, at this point, it seems like we're late. Perry texted me like, "I'm on the plane."
I'm like, they're about to take off.
Yeah, like they're
I'm
about
on
to
this
take
plane.
off.
I'm
You
going.
need to get
That's
here
crazy.
ASAP. And so Bray and I are running, and we get there, and the guy's like, "Yeah, like we closed the gates, and like you can't board." And so we were like, "What do you mean? Like the plane's right there." And there was still, I think, Bray, how much time was left? Do you remember how much time was left until we were actually supposed to leave?
I think it was like we got there like 5 minutes before the doors were gonna like close. And it's like, yeah, they called our name, and literally we were there like a minute after, and like they were just like,
not willing to help us out. And so, yeah, that kind of ruined my experience with Spirit.
I would have lost my mind. But
Oh,
I
we
would have lost
did.
my mind
We
like
did.
internally.
And they were like,
yeah.
yeah, the next flight is at midnight. And at that point, we would have missed the show. And
Yeah.
Bray was going to take photos there. And I
Damn.
wanted to be there as a manager. It was his first time selling out like an 800 cap. And it was a big deal. And so
you drove.
no. But
imagine.
But
you wouldn't have been there on
no,
time.
we had to get a flight. And it cost an arm and a leg. But
Damn.
yeah, it was crazy. So now I got TSA pre-check.
Sure.
And,
Sure.
And I'll be
You're like,
there
now
on
I'm
time.
Yeah.
now I'm there like 4 hours early.
Yeah.
Sometimes
no,
you gotta
it's
learn
crazy.
the hard way, you know.
I mean, I was late, and I mean the people I was in New York with finessed crazy, because I was thinking, I had just like I was like super drunk one night, and I was like, I'm about to just upgrade this to first class. So I was like, I'm like, I can't lose this money. I'm like, I cannot lose this money coming back from New York. I have to make this flight because I literally just paid so much money for it. And then I missed the flight, obviously, because the airport was preying on my downfall. But
They do that sometimes. Would you ever consider living in New York? I feel like you would like it.
Bro, honestly, I think being there for 3 days is enough.
Yeah. No, it's hectic.
We say similar
He lived
stuff.
there for 9 months.
9 months.
And then we lived there like a summer together doing an internship. It's definitely hectic. It's a lot.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's like anything happening at any time, which is super cool.
I liked it better for going out because you can quickly reroute, hit another spot easy.
I would say
hop
going
on the subway.
out in New York is 10.
I didn't have a car.
Better.
That was like the first time, like that trip was like the first time I'd ever really like gone out.
Yeah.
Like for real, like was the first time I'd ever like really gone out. Like, but it caught up to me crazy because like I had insane like the pizza like caught up to me on the plane because I ended up in a middle seat because I missed my flight.
Oh, middle seat too.
In a middle seat, and it's like a 5-hour flight obviously, and I'm just like stuck in the middle, and I'm just like, all right, whatever, we're gonna make the best of this, like we previously spoke about. And then all of a sudden the pizza just kicked in, and it was like acid reflux, like crazy bad, and I didn't realize what it was. But I asked the lady, I was like, or the airline attendant, I was like, do you have any medicine for like acid reflux? And she gave me some, and I took it.
Clutch?
And so clutch, bro. I was so stoked, and like I knocked because I was so sleepy, and then I woke up, and I was having an allergic reaction. To the medicine, bro.
No way.
Yeah, I was like swelling up crazy.
So you needed some like Benadryl or?
Well, that's the problem is I can't take Benadryl, Advil, ibuprofen because I'll,
Do you have an
I'll
EpiPen
swell
or
up
something?
because it. So no,
No.
because I'm not like I can avoid taking things
It's not like
that.
a common thing.
Sure,
there.
I can like avoid it, but I didn't realize what she was giving me, and obviously she didn't realize what she was giving me, or else she wouldn't give it to me. But, yeah, I just like was swelling up like insane, super itchy. By the time I got
anaphylactic shock, right?
I don't even know what it's called actually.
Yeah, I had it happen to me.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, anaphylactic shock. You get hives, itchy, swollen,
like all over my.
I'm allergic
like,
to bees, so that's
you
how I
woke
found
up
out.
and like, what was the move?
The move
were
was
you landed or were you still in the air?
No, I was still in the air for like 2 hours.
Ooh.
So
wow,
basically
that could have been pretty bad.
No, so basically for the first 2 hours I was having acid reflux, and it was the worst experience of my life. And then the next hour I took the medicine and like dipped off for a second, and then came back to, and I had a allergic reaction in the middle seat.
What was worse?
Bro,
probably that.
I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but by the time I landed, my ears were so swollen I couldn't hear anything.
Wow. Was this like the worst flight you've ever been on?
Oh, I mean, it's one of the worst days of my life.
It's definitely understandable.
And that all leads back to New York pizza, which is incredible, by the way.
Yeah, it is
We're
incredible.
Huge fans.
But
Became
now
boys
you have
with
like
one
a
of the
bad
guys
taste that goes with it, you know?
I mean, not really. I don't really think it's like a taste thing. I would definitely go back and do it. Maybe it's not at 4 a.m.
True. Yeah, 4 a.m.'s, that's late.
Yeah, I don't think we've had it that late.
Maybe
like 2
or 3.
Maybe 3.
Two is like
But
healthy.
not going on the plane right after eating it.
No, more like passing out in the bed.
Bro, it was. I got to the airport, and I was making the best of it. Obviously, I just missed my flight, and I was pissed. But like, I went and got a water. I was like vibing, listening to music on my headphones. I was just walking around. I called my mom because it was Mother's Day, and then
just a wholesome vibe.
Started great. Just went 180.
Insane vibe. I was just like, I'm finna go
man.
home. I'm finna sleep in my bed, and then bro, that shit just dipped off crazy.
With the highs come with the lows.
With the hives come with the lows.
With the highs.
I mean,
so true.
We've noticed something. I don't know if it's just us or anyone. Like it happens
Give us
to other
an
people.
honest answer on this.
Yeah,
too.
here's our take. So it's happened way too often where like something really good happens to us, like whatever it may be, and I swear within like an hour, 24 hours, something equally as bad happens to us.
Oh my god.
And it's happened almost every time.
You talked about that in the reverse. Something bad happened and then something good happened.
Yeah.
With,
so
figuring out, like you were like, oh, I may have to consider getting a side hustle or this or that, and then happier than ever happened. But for us, it's been kind of the opposite. It's like
something great happens and then it's like, bam.
And here's a recent example, which was very recent, was where we're in this Airbnb, but we were announcing our show that's coming up, and we were so stoked. We were like, all right, everything's lined up. We got the artist, we got the graphic, we got all the promo set up, we're good to go. And we were just so happy to post about it and start promoting it. We put up the post. We're at like the park catching a vibe.
We're literally throwing the football around. It's
throwing
a sunny
the football
day.
around, just on a great vibe. Come back. Didn't bring my phone either. Just on a really good vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Just like tossing the ball, chatting about stuff and
talking about the show probably.
Yeah, talking about the show. We're like, yo,
so much went into planning it. We're
yeah,
like, all right, finally we're announcing it.
Yeah, and we're like, this is our 4th show, so we have experience with it. But yeah, so we were just at an all-time high, and then we get back to our apartment, and you need to move out for the next 2 weeks, and we need to place you in an Airbnb.
Wait, this is
same night.
Within an hour.
That was within an hour. It was crazy.
crazy.
We announced at 6:00 p.m. PST, and then 7:30, I had a group call with the landlord and the
like
people.
4 or 5 people on
and it
this
was
call.
just like, hey, we want you to move to an Airbnb. We want to do the updates, yada yada, and it was like, wow. Like every time something good happens, you get right back to you get
brought
balanced
back
down. Yeah, balanced out. And that's why we've been trying to keep a mentality whether something really good happens or something really bad happens, just staying in the middle, being like, hey, like something good happened,
Just
cool,
kinda,
but like just coasting, like just
feel
being
you.
like, okay,
Stoic,
cool,
yeah.
like this is dope, but
It's like we love sports. Jalen Hurts, like you'd never see him getting excited. That's kind of the mentality. It's
with
like
that
we
being
can't get
said, you want to
too
get
excited,
excited
but-
and you want to enjoy the W's along the way, but it's
tough.
tough because
now we
every time
can't
there's
even
something
remotely
huge-
be like happy about something because
Bro,
literally
life is taking that away.
it's crazy. Like I
That's
mean,
insane.
no, we're still happy, but
Sure.
it's happened way too much. Like
You like
know.
once something great happens, you're like head on a swivel.
all right,
You're like, what's finna
that
happen?
whole
Hold up.
story about missing
Yeah.
the flight day before, literally midnight, so probably 9 hours before. Like Hans dropped a song, made New Music Friday, like all his
Fire.
playlists. We're excited
for the very first time.
It was the first time, so we're stoked.
Yeah.
And then next day, missed the flight,
Jesus.
down X
There's
amount of
probably
money
a
for
lot
that.
more
Like
examples of
No, there
things
are.
that have
So-
happened, but
I think it's a lesson
It honestly
for us at least.
has built up, it kind of just made us
It's
real.
like shaped your character a
Yeah,
little
it
bit
shaped
different.
us. It shaped us differently, and it's like, all right, like something good happened, like let's just keep going. If something bad happens, something bad happens.
Just keep going
but
too. Yeah.
one day at a time.
I mean, I can definitely sympathize with that. I mean, maybe not like the whole like hour later or 24 hours later thing, but like I know there's definitely something great happens. There's something coming to balance you out, so you just better just be ready to take it on the
That's
chin.
more so.
I think that's what it
the
is. It's a
message,
balancing thing. Like you never want to be too high or too low. You can have highs and lows.
Yeah.
But you never want it to be like too drastic.
Yeah.
So be happy, celebrate, but don't be like cocky or like whatever,
Sure.
or
Yeah. No.
don't be depressed if this happens because like we said earlier, you
Something
don't know
good's
what
gonna-
good can
something
come
great
around
can
it.
happen. So you
Yeah.
just gotta stay in the middle.
No,
But
it happens both ways for me. I'll have some bad happen and some great happen. Some great happen, some bad happen.
Us too. We have bad things happen and then good things fall. It's
No,
or
it
you
goes
can,
both
or you
ways.
can look at it as like, yo, you missed your flight, but like now you're put on a show. It's like the bad thing happened, but maybe like a while.
Well,
while
yeah,
later,
and
something good happens.
with this recent example, like we're like, oh, now we got to go to this Airbnb. Turns out we
love it.
this
It's
area.
fire, yeah.
It's like I hope they
So-
take all the time in the world.
Yeah,
It's like
so-
I
this
wanna-
is you're right. This is the
Yeah.
perfect example.
Got a basketball court. We're chilling.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
the podcast outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's true. I think that's just life though. Life will humble you when you're not ready.
That's a bar. I kind of want to end on that.
I mean, my bad.
No, we're probably.
Yeah, we
hitting-
probably have to end it
it's
soon.
getting
So
cold too.
thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Pleasure
appreciate to
having
see
you on
brother. Thank
and
you.
catching up.
Yeah, I mean,
Plug in anything you want, socials, whatever.
all socials are just ASTN music. That's it.
Boom.
Do not try to find me on Snapchat 'cause I'm not there.
I'm not there either.
Yeah, I deleted Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat's gone.
Gonzo.
Ciao.
All right.